rhyme, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit, Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Diamond Select Toys action figure review on the Disney Store exclusive Marvel Select Guardians of the Galaxy Groot. Gotta give a big thanks to Diamond Select Toys for making this review possible. If you want to see the latest from them, be sure to check the link in the description below. Anyway, we get the same image as before with Star-Lord, with the Guardians right there. We get a cool image of Angry Groot on the side, and then on the back you can see a product shot, and then you can see the other figures right there, and then there's not much more on the side, or at the top, or at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here is Groot out of the packaging, and I love this Groot figure. I gotta say, outside of Hot Toys, this is my favorite Groot figure in my collection. I really dig it a lot. I like the size of it. It's a hefty figure. I really like all the detailed wood vines that we see throughout on this guy. Really nice paint apps. I'm really digging this a lot. He does come with the base like the rest of these Guardian Select figures do, so let's take a closer look at that, and then we'll take a closer look at Groot. So here's looking at the base, and it looks pretty cool. I like it. It's very appropriate that the base that comes with Groot has all the Groot Dookie on it, right? Or is that vines? I think that's vines. It's not Groot Dookie. Kind of looks like Groot Dookie, right? What does Groot's Dookie look like anyway? Or is it just oxygen, right? It's probably oxygen. Anyway, looking at this part right over here, I really like this brown over the silver. That looks really good. I'm digging that a lot. Very nice dry brushing right there. That looks pretty sweet. And the vines look really good too. You get some nice black mixed in there. We get some highlights right here on the green sections. I dig that a lot. Very nice looking base. And we get to connect it to the Star-Lord base. So here's the Star-Lord base right over here. And based on the picture on the back of the packaging, they line up like that. So you're going to hold them together, and Groot comes with clips just like the Star-Lord figure does. All of them actually come with clips, and this has 3 clips, but you only need 2, and then there you go. So now you have Star-Lord and Groot both connected, and that looks pretty fluid. I like that. Looks pretty sweet. You can tell this one has a little bit more paint on it than this piece right over here, but still, I like how these look together. But one thing that does bother me a little bit is that they don't have any pegs sticking out to plug into the feet, so you kind of just have to figure out, you know, what's going to work best as far as having these figures stand on these bases. Now, I've mentioned before in several reviews how Groot looked very different in the comics prior to the release of the 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy film. He was a lot more threatening looking and much more scary back then as opposed to how he looked in the movie and in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, how he looked so cute. And now in the comics they actually made him a toddler, and I actually like the story that's going on with that. They have a different backstory where Groot is actually split off so much to the point where, you know, we are only getting a toddler Groot right now in the all-new Guardians comic book. But anyway, looking at this head sculpt, I really dig it a lot. I think it looks great. I love the sculpted details. The wood grains throughout are very impressive to me. I really like that a lot. I even like how his eyes look. Now, at first I was kind of bummed out because his pupils aren't looking exactly in the same direction. They're a little off, but they are both looking left, so that makes me happy. And you can see the light right here is kind of creating this reflection that is looking like one of his pupils, but they're not. So at least both of his eyes are looking to the left, so I do appreciate that. And I do like this darker brown color that we're getting in the eyes right over there too. I just really love how we're seeing some black paint mixed in with the brown over here. I think it looks great. All kinds of sculpted branches and stuff right there on the top of his head. Looks really good. I'm really liking that a lot. And looking at the rest of the figure, yeah, man, I think Diamond Select did a great job with this. I love how we're seeing 3 different color tones throughout. I just really appreciate that kind of paint work. We get brown, black, and then we get this very light green or lighter brown color above the darker brown, and I just love that. It looks really awesome and all the way throughout. Now, one thing I wish we'd gotten is just a little bit more branches sticking out, but still, I don't know, I still really like it. And I think I've heard people complain about the hands. These hands don't bother me though. I think the hands look just fine. I like the big stumpy hands, so I think that looks really cool. We get some nice sculpted detail right there, even in the hinges. I think that's great. I love seeing the sculpted detail in the hinges. It just shows they care, you know what I mean? I just really dig that a lot. That's awesome. and then no sculpted detail in the hinge right there. So it looks like they don't care about sculpting armpits, huh? What the hell, Diamond? You guys don't like sculpting armpits? Okay, nobody cares about sculpting armpits. If there is somebody out there that really cares about sculpting armpits, though, I am very curious to know about it. Okay, this is ridiculous. Anyway, looking at the hand right over there, that looks really nice. Very humanoid looking hand. I can see why people don't like that, but to me it really doesn't bother me. And then I like how the sculpting goes all the way through right there. Looks really good. Just love the color variation throughout on this guy. Looks really nice, man. I'm just very pleased with this. All these intricate details, little stumpage right over there. And there's big old Groot butt, painted very well. You can see some of the pins right there. Not too bad though. Doesn't really bother me. Then again, you get some more sculpted detail and paint in the hinges. I like that. I like how these double jointed knees function, how it kind of just sinks right into the leg like that. That's really cool. Like these big old Groot toes right there, or Groot branches anyway. That's very cool. I dig this figure a lot, man. Very nice piece, and he does have peg holes at the bottom of his feet. And this figure has great articulation. I'm very pleased with the articulation on this guy. First off, he can look up. Yes, that looks awesome. I love having him being able to look upwards. He can look down, of course. You get side-to-side movement right over here. It is hindered a little bit by the neck, so he can't really fully look off to the side unless you want him looking upwards and then move his head down, so that actually works out okay. So move the head up and then shift it down. So there that goes. And you also get head pivot right over here. Shoulder joints move outward that much. You can move them all the way down. You could rotate 360. You get a bicep swivel. Single jointed elbow that doesn't meet 90 degrees. He does have a wrist swivel, and they both hinge up and down. He has a very good diaphragm joint that rotates side to side. You get some good diaphragm pivot, moves forward and crunches backwards. You also get these hip joints that move all the way out like so, and he doesn't have the DC-UC gaping crotch pits, which is nice. And he can kick forward that much and not back so much. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and just looking at the back of these joints too. Again, I like how the vines and everything and branches are sculpted all the way through in there. And you could bend that all the way in like so, which is really good. You get ankle articulation that can move down, it can move up a lot, and he does have ankle pivot. Now to measure out this Groot figure, you can see that he is standing over 10 inches tall. And then here's Groot next to the only other Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel Select figure that I've reviewed so far. We have Star-Lord. Now in that review I had mentioned how the left hand would pop off incredibly easy. Somebody had left a comment in that video saying that all you need to do is just push harder on that peg and it'll stay, and that person was correct. All you do need to do is just push in there a little bit more and it'll kind of make a little bit of a clicking sound. But if you rotate it, it will come undone. So that's the problem. You can try pushing hard again if you have it facing this direction, but it still doesn't stay on as well. So if you want it to really stay on there, you have to have it facing this way on the peg. And then another thing that's kind of a bummer is I did break the stand right over here at the base. And then Groot does fall in line with that category of Marvel Select heavy hitters, you know, like the Destroyer or the Rhino figure or the Hulkbuster. Like, this is just one of those heavy hitter figures, and yeah, you can see how much taller he is than the Destroyer. And then comparing our comic Groot from Marvel Select next to the Marvel Legends comic Groot, you can see how much taller this guy is than the Marvel Legends right over here, and it's not by much, but the mass of this Groot figure right here is just so much more than this flaquito. And then comparing Groot to your average sized Marvel Legend figure, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time No Letdown Spider-Man. So yeah, if you wanted to use this Groot in a Marvel Legends display, that would work out pretty well. And then here's Groot on one foot getting ready to do some stomping, and this figure is so sturdy. He stands so well on just one foot like this. There you go, you gotta balance it correctly still, but man, that is incredible. I really like this figure a lot. He's very fun to pose. I love the sculpted detail. I love the paint apps. I highly recommend this figure. I absolutely love it. And I hope you guys loved this review. If you did, please hit the like button. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the review. Let me know what you think of the figure. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe for more ShartimusPrime videos coming your way. And if you're already subscribed and you have not hit the notification bell, please go ahead and do so to join the notification squad so you can know immediately when the next ShartimusPrime video is posted. I gotta give a big thanks to all these awesome people right here keeping this channel alive. Your support is very much appreciated. If you're interested in joining Team Shartimus, link in the description below. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, you can find them all over at marvelousnews.com, and you can follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll catch you guys later. Peace! I'm gonna play with my toys today. 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 Well, I don't care what the strangers say. I'm gonna play with my toys today.
More shot, more shot, more shot in your face. I said more shot, more shot, more shot in your face. I said more shot, more shot, more shot in your face. I said more shot, more shot, more shot in your face. I said more shot, more shot, more shot in your